Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new Nvidia daily update video. So today, as per usual, let's go over Nvidia. Let's go over what is happening in this absolutely bloodbath of a market that Trump, yesterday didn't go very well, clearly. He brought out that cardboard, and the second that cardboard came out, I quite literally watched the markets in real time absolutely plummet, after hours, of course, but nonetheless, pretty wild day in the markets. So let's go over it. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. This is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. And of course, if you do, enjoy my thoughts, post updates, analysis, etc., I do share my thoughts with my members every single day the market is open. Link is down below, just $3 a month. Mainly includes Tesla stock and sometimes other stocks as well. For $3 a month or $5 gives you access to the second tier, which includes Nvidia, plus of course everything in the first tier. But yeah, jumping into it, Nvidia closing the day down with a whopping almost 8% on the day, closing at we'll just say just shy of $102 per share. Getting pretty damn close, entering into double digits. Not a level I'm sure a lot of people thought that Nvidia would ever see again, but well, here we are. Not gonna lie, I tried catching the knife a few times on Nvidia intraday, and I caught myself a couple of times. Full transparency, it is what it is. This market is not fun. Not fun. I should say not fun. It's brutal. It's a brutal market. It's a very, very, very volatile and very, very aggressive market. But yeah, let's talk about it. So Nvidia, very aggressive day, right? Again, it's not just Nvidia, right? AMD's down 9%, Amazon 9%, Apple almost 10%, Amazon 9 or Meta 9%. I mean, you have Robinhood 10%, pretty normal for Robinhood to be completely honest. I mean, Starbucks 11%, Nike 15%, Shopify is almost 20%. Yeah, it's a bloodbath. It is an absolute bloodbath. I think every single chip is taking an absolute beating. I think even Broadcom is 10% on the day. How about Marvell? I'm curious how Marvell's doing very quickly. 12% on the day. Yeah, the chips are getting obliterated, absolutely blasted. So, I mean, maybe Nvidia and AMD actually holding up pretty well, all things considered. Honestly, I mean, my goodness. But for Nvidia, what does this actually mean moving forward, right? Well, it's a tough situation, right? On the one hand, you can argue this is maybe a capitulation candle, nice little spike in volume, but the way I look at it, and to put it as simply as possible, is this, right? It's a weak close. Ultimately, it's a weak close. It's not a good looking close. It's one below the lows, blah 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 blah, right? As of right now, as long as Nvidia essentially stays below 104 and especially below 106, which on the 15-minute or the 1 hour chart you can kind of see a better picture of it, right? You can see the 104 level. The second it broke down below this level, it got rejected twice. I was telling my members about this. It had a chance here. This is one of the ones that kind of baited me a bit, because you can see it was getting rejected by the 9 exponential moving average the entire day on the 15. It finally broke above, did get rejected here, and it looked like it was finally getting ready to do something like this towards the last hour of the day. It absolutely did not, clearly. So it is what it is. That one hurt a little bit, but the fact that it closed near the bottom of the day is not great. The fact that it's not getting even above 104, let alone 106, which is on the 1 hour chart here, the fact that it can't even get back above 104 is a bit of a concern. That needs to get recaptured. Like, that's a very crucial level for Nvidia to recapture. So what does this mean moving forward? Well, as long as it's below especially 104, I expect more downside. I mean, pretty simply put, more downside. Where is the next downside level? Well, the next downside level is going to be pretty simply put right back to the bottom of the trend line, right? The bottom of the trend line, depending on how fast it happens. Let's say, I don't know, maybe even happens tomorrow, which would be another decent drop of about 5%, but that 5% will bring Nvidia right into that sweet spot of about, 97-ish dollars per share. Very, very big level for Nvidia here. Why is that big? Well, because that lines up with this potential, support, resistance level turn support, number one, which Nvidia did bounce before over here. You can see, right? That's number one. Number two, it will be essentially the bottom of that channel once again. That could be a pretty phenomenal opportunity if it actually gets there. Again, 97 roughly could be something to watch for if, of course, it appears. So that's going to be the main level I'm looking for, right? One of those will come first. Either we move our way down to, again, about 97 first. I don't know, maybe as early as tomorrow. Who the hell knows at this point how fast it'll happen? I mean, with the VIX closing at 30 pretty much, hey, it's not impossible. Or it finally shows some strength and at the very least recaptures this 15-minute level of about 104 roughly, right? Whichever really comes first at the end of the day, right? If Nvidia can get this back above like this, great. The bulls can finally get at least some level of relief rally and momentum back to the upside. The flip side, of course, is, well, if Nvidia cannot get above those levels, hey, 97 roughly is pretty much next, right? Now, obviously, if even 97 is somehow lost, especially in one fell swoop, which again, in this market, you really just never know. I don't think it will be that. That would be really intense. But if by some miracle 97 is also lost in one fell swoop, the next level to look out for will be closer to about $90 per share, which is that pivot point right over here, and which will actually line up with this kind of demand spot right here. Honestly, even better than 97 will, personally speaking. But because 97 also lines up with this channel, which again, we've bounced off here, we've bounced off here. In theory, we should just continue bouncing off of it as we've done 2 times in the past before, arguably even 3 if you count this as 2 separate instances right here, right? You know, you would expect it to, well, bounce again. So let's see how this plays out. Now, the market is in a pretty interesting situation here. QQQ, for instance, pretty much right at a potential nice sweet spot here of about $450, right? Which was that pivot point, massive pivot point and resistance right all the way over here, bounced off of it all the way over here into a massive uptrend, and it's pretty much right back at that, you know, pretty crucial level. Even I think SPY is at a pretty crucial level. SPY could potentially see a little bit more downside, but even then it's still pretty much at this crucial level of about, you know, pretty much where it is right now, 536 to 540 roughly. If of course market shows continued weakness and SPY does show even further weakness, which I mean in this case, I mean you really just never know in this market, the next level will be closer to about $530 per share for SPY. And the reason I bring that up is because that can absolutely affect Nvidia for better or for worse, whether it's QQQ that kind of starts leading the charge a little bit, and this 450 is roughly, of course, is all shoe road, and we at the very least get some level of rally, because I do think the market will still rally. It's not just going to go literally just down like this. That's just not how things work, right? You know, even when it did this here, you know, you still got these nice, massive rallies, right? So I do still expect the market to rally, right? Especially when QQQ breaks this trend line, for instance, right? I do expect that to happen at some point. Like it's going to happen at some point, right? It's just a matter of how much more pain is there first before we get essentially a short covering type relief rally where the shorts, you know, finally close their positions more or less, and that's, you know, usually results in a nice little movement in the opposite direction. Not saying that that's going to be the bottom and we go to fresh all-time highs and that's it, the market's good to go. Obviously, it's hard, you know, it's too early to say that, but at the very least, a, you know, relief rally, right? It's going to come. Absolutely, it's going to come. It's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when. But of course, that could also just mean there's more short-term pain ahead before that happens, right? That's the big question mark here. So QQQ again at a pretty pivotal moment, or spot I should say. SPY kind of there right now, but even more important would be closer to 530 as well. So let's see how that plays out, because that of course will affect Nvidia. So for instance, if SPY wants to go a little bit lower, which will probably, you know, you most likely follow suit, Nvidia will most likely also follow suit and continue this kind of weak closure further down, which again will take Nvidia closer to about that 97 sweet spot. But if we see 97, you know, I will be loading the boat on that for sure. Yeah, let's see how that plays out. Let's see what moves, you know, the markets tomorrow. I think we have JPOW tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see if he can work some magic on the stock market, because my goodness, does it need all the help it can get. What the hell am I looking at here? I didn't even see this. Wow, this actually came in not that. Wow, what is this? I did not even see this. This came in. I missed this entirely. This is interesting. A lot of unusual call action came in on Nvidia, all expiring tomorrow, 105 and 108 strike. That's pretty interesting. Did not see that coming. Maybe we get a nice relief rally starting tomorrow. Maybe, hey, I mean, according to this, it seems like that could be a possibility based on, I don't know what the hell they know, but let's see what they know. But yeah, let's see how that plays out. I mean, JPOW's tomorrow. Maybe JPOW does something for the markets. Who knows? But yeah, let's see. Thanks for watching. And as usual, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.